Hello, I'm Candace Johnson, a serial satellite entrepreneur and GTWN co-founder. The theme of this video is providing solutions for a complex world. And the reason that I love satellites and working with satellites so much is that satellites provide immediate infrastructure. You just launch a satellite and right away you can cover a region or even the entire world with a satellite constellation or with satellites. So I was very fortunate in 1983 to be one of the founders of SES and to grow it to be the largest satellite system in the world in 2000. I also started Teleport Europe in 1990, right after the wall fell down, for telecommunications to be provided to businesses who wanted to have a European network, not just half of a European network. In 1993, I started Europe Online, the world's first internet-based online service, and then put it onto satellites to be able to give access to everyone to broadband internet. In the last 10 years, I've reconnected with my satellite entrepreneurial activities, and I'm currently involved in 5 different satellite projects. One, which is called OWNSAT, Oceania Women's Network Satellite, and which brings a high-speed throughput internet to the Pacific Islands with Pacific, the company that we helped found and fund. I'm involved with Northstar. Northstar is a 40 LEO satellite constellation doing hyperspectral imaging for Earth intelligence and then optical sensoring from the space for space debris and space situation awareness. I'm also involved in planetary resources, which is ostensibly going to the asteroids to mine the asteroids, but I see it as much more a station on the way to Mars. I'm also very involved in a company called LaserLight, which is bringing laser signals to satellites from the ground up and down. And lasers have 100 times the throughput of high radio frequency. And so in this day and age of big data, this is extremely important. And finally, I'm trying to put together a global $1 billion fund to have all of these new space projects be invested in and see the day. One of the greatest joys of my life has been the GTWN. And the reason I say that is because it has really been a brain trust of amazing women who are always providing solutions for complex worlds and who are executing. And whenever I needed some help or to share a best practice, they have been there. So thanks to my GTWN colleagues over all of these years. And it's such an honor to work together with amazing men and women in this great world of telecommunications and mobile communications to try and help build a better planet and universe for all of us. Thank you.
Candace and I first met in the early 90s at the time when I set up my first company, Spectrum Strategy. We both wanted to help younger women to come into the telecoms and mobile sectors. I love the fact that our network is constantly growing and that our members seem to both do a great deal and achieve so much in their work and in their charities, and women can add so much to our changing culture of telecoms and social networking.
Over the past years, I've literally worked on hundreds of projects, creating new businesses using new technologies. I love working on big, brazen projects with a bold new vision. This video shows Atrium, a new global commissioning club that helps the major operators, Orange, Telefonica, DT, BT, Viaplay and Reliance, and helping them to compete against Netflix, providing a high-end drama TV service. Atrium is producing One Giant Leap, the story behind the NASA moon landing, which is now nearly 50 years old, and also Quasimodo, a reversioning of the Victor Hugo classic with the Game of Thrones team, Charles Dance and Peter Dinklage, otherwise known as Tyrion Lannister.
Well, aside from the innovation, it's been great to see in the last 2 years how products and services for mobile and tech for women has exploded. The market for women is no longer a phenomenon. It's here and we're no longer a forgotten category. What am I most proud of? The creation of Connected Women on the behalf of the mobile industry when I was working for the GSMA as a senior director. But since then, actually going on to create my own company, Perfect Limited, which focuses on bringing together cross-industry fertilisation and diversity of thought and perspectives for the future of our industry, focusing on the human element, for example, around artificial intelligence, and also being able to continue my work not only championing but mentoring young women and encouraging them to study STEM subjects, but also to think about their future within our industry as our future leaders. I think learning from experience, understand yourself and what your natural proclivities are, and also understand other people and how to get the best of what will become your new teams. A tool I've used for this is the GC Index, and I continue to work with it. Championing other young women will have a multiplier effect. Other young women will then go on to champion more, and that's what we need to build the future of this industry.
I started off originally with horses. I spent many years in top-level equestrian sport, and from there I kind of stayed loosely within horsepower and came into motorsport. Very quickly that evolved into racing, which I now do internationally at GT level. We're based in Cambridge, which is one of Europe's top technological hubs, and we currently supply clothing, so it's technical clothing, flame retardant, underwear that race drivers wear, but with the added twist that it helps regulate temperature. As of this year, we're now confirmed on 4 continents, so we have Australia, America, Europe, and Asia is just about to be confirmed as well as several retailers in the UK now. So for us, it's been an amazing growth. Being a woman in top-level sport, especially such a male-dominated sport such as motorsports, can be challenging sometimes. I think sometimes you have to prove yourself, 3 times. Maybe a man will just go out there and do it. And I don't think that's just a problem with how women are perceived. I think it's often a problem with how women perceive themselves. I think basically you need to have a huge amount of self-belief. Even if it's not in yourself, you need to really believe in your vision and your product marketplace. And basically you need to just go for it.
Hi, this is Laureen Cook, Executive TMT Advisor at Xtelcon Consulting, formerly of the IFC World Bank based in Washington, D.C. I am a founding director of GTWN, mentor, investor, and C-level leader in the telecoms industry. The telecommunications industry is like no other, in that technology is constantly changing, getting faster, better, and smarter with every generation of mobility. It is the constant innovation that keeps me engaged and passionate about this industry and pushes the alpha in me to constantly achieve more. To do so, I develop multicultural teams of highly talented, enthusiastic people who do not take no for an answer and strive for perfection in their specific areas of expertise. The project that I am most proud of throughout my 25-year career was the first national GSM network in Jakarta, Indonesia, known as PT Satelindo. Here we could actually track the growth of GDP based on the rollout of our national network coverage. This was when I first realized that mobility was something more than just a means of communication, but rather a necessary tool for developing countries to help them grow and advance their GDP by providing a means of business and data communications, in addition to being a lifeline for delivering such basic services as health, education, and safety, and banking for the unbanked in rural and remote areas. For young women, the TMT industry is a wonderful place to have a career. I would suggest that you reach out to someone that you trust to become your mentor, either male or female. This should be someone that may not always tell you what you want to hear, but truly has your best interests at heart, taking into consideration your personal and professional aspirations. When looking forward, the challenge of the next 25 years is quite similar to that of the past 25 years, which is to have equal representation for women and men on boards in technology companies, regardless of geography, along with equal pay for equal work. As progressive as the TMT industry is, from a technological perspective, is as regressive as we are regarding board and C-level female representation. Time is up, it's time to change. The future is ours to enhance.
I'm really pleased to be making this video for GTWN, an organization that I've been involved in for, I'd say, over 30 years. I got my start in the communications industry in the 90s and was a member of GTWN right from the get-go, and was a senior executive in a variety of roles in the telecommunications sector, finishing at TELUS as a senior executive of corporate affairs between 2003 and 2010. And one of the things I'm most proud of from my time at TELUS was the pioneering work that we did on corporate social responsibility. In fact, the initiative that we developed for how we connected with local grassroots community organizations and supported them, as well as what we did to engage our employees in those efforts, won us an International Philanthropy Award. And that is something that is an ongoing legacy at TELUS that I'm particularly pleased that I was able to help bring to life. But it really made me realize that my true passion is the philanthropic sector. And so after my retirement from TELUS in 2010, I decided to see if I could become a CEO in the philanthropic not-for-profit sector, and joined the Arthritis Society of Canada, where I've been for the last almost 6 years. And that's been an incredible opportunity to bring the background, the skills, the experience I developed in business over 25 years to really help a very terrific not-for-profit organization build on its legacy, build on its brand, and really reinvent itself in a much more current, exciting, innovative way for the future. And I'm really proud to be serving as CEO of the Arthritis Society. And I would encourage all young women to find their passion, relentlessly pursue their dreams, and take on leadership roles, even if they're incredibly challenging, because that's the way we're going to make a difference in such a complex, challenging world. Thank you.
Hello from Germany and best regards from Cologne. My name is Elisabeth Slapio. I'm Director of Cologne Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I wish all participants of Global Telecom Women's Network a great and successful time in Barcelona. Chambers of Commerce are self-governing organizations of the economy. We are a kind of network in local ecosystems. One of my tasks is to support our medium-sized companies on their way to digitization. Since the foundation of Global Telecom Women Network, I'm a member of International Board. GTWN has become a wonderful forum for executive women active in telecommunications and an effective network over the past 25 years. What does creating a better future mean to us? It means working in flexible teams with experts from all directions and different ways of thinking. I believe this creates space for more innovation. One example is our InsurTech Lab, an innovative pilot project for new business models in the insurance industry. Thank you, Candice, for supporting this great idea here in Cologne. Our expert panels cooperate with startup companies building demand-oriented networks. They can create completely new things like scenarios which show how blockchain will influence the traditional economy. For the future of work, this means that traditional patterns will break up and new social potentials will be lifted. But the biggest challenge is to find solutions for a complex world. Our decisions and actions today increasingly have side effects. And side effects that are difficult to anticipate. So it's important to focus on complexity as a regular part of our time and to welcome it. Time and again I learn networking and sharing experiences and knowledge is a strong foundation for career success and personal satisfaction. Our young generation, I recommend, work with courage and mindfulness. To practice this in everyday life is still a challenge and an incentive. Warmest regards to all and goodbye from Cologne.
Hi, I am Lucy Lombardi and I work in the Innovation Department of TIM, Telecom Italia. I met Candace and the GTWN in 2010 and I was immediately impressed by this awesome group of professional women that operate in technical fields and liaise with warmth and openness. I am honored to be part of the board of the GTWN since 2014. My passion for innovation stems from my passion for logic and for putting order in complex systems. In the past years, 20 years, technology has deeply affected the way we work, the way we interact, the way we learn and the way we teach, the way we parent, our everyday lives. But more is yet to come. The next technological wave is often referred to as cyber-physical revolution, and it's based basically on 5 pillars. The first one being sensors that will digitalize information, making them from physical and geolocalized to digital and easily transferable anywhere in the world. The second one is connectivity that will enable this information to be transferred, shared, and elaborated. The third one is big data and artificial intelligence that will enable, with all these volumes of data, to provide insights that today are impossible to find. The fourth one is robotics and drones that will allow to execute instructions remotely. And the fifth one is cloud, that is a glue to all of this because it will delocalize intelligence and information that will be easily accessible from everywhere. Dealing with this complexity is a challenge, and I strongly believe it will require not only understanding the technology, but also the ability to pinpoint the pivots on which to build the business opportunity that stem from this technology's evolution. It is easy to ride the technological waves and to endorse the key buzzwords, but innovation is much more than this. It is the ability to understand how trends will actually affect your business and how you can leverage on these to create new business opportunities. Innovation is like the bridge between technology and business, and it turns technological features into potentially money-making opportunities. The theme of the Mobile World Congress this year is creating a better future. And the theme of the GTWN is quite rightly solutions for a complex world. Going forward, I believe that innovation will be less about that disruptive idea and more about solutions to our everyday issues, more about combining existing solutions in an innovative way, and therefore creating effectively a better future. The key abilities to embrace the innovation trends going forward are, on one hand, asking questions and challenging the status quo. The second one is curiosity to go beyond the trend and to actually understand the reason why of the technology for your business. And the third one is more related to soft skills in order to effectively liaise with the technical ecosystem and with the business ecosystem to support that bridge that innovation is between the two. I would like to thank the GTWN and Candace for giving me this opportunity to sharing with you my thoughts. Goodbye from Lucy Lombardi.
In Africa, we're helping to roll out smart solar-powered towers. It's now cheaper than diesel or kerosene. With the tenfold growth in towers to 50 million with 4G and 5G, we could save millions of tons of CO2 a year. Like Apple, the smart mobile operators could then also promote smart solar lamps and smart street furniture and become real leaders in the renewables connected world.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hi, I'm Myla Villanueva, the CEO of MDI. We are the preferred digital transformation partners of market leaders here in the Philippines. I also am the Asia Pacific President of GTWN. I have to say that in my 30 years in the industry, I have never seen a clip of change in technology as I see today. Everybody is competing with everybody. Banks want to be technology companies, telcos want to be banks, web-scale companies want to be everything. And so these are really exciting times, and I hope that you find opportunities and learnings here in Barcelona. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lina Ravindran Green, and I'm the co-founder of Angels of Impact based in Singapore, as well as the CEO of Get It Inc., which is based in Silicon Valley. I've been in the telecommunications industry for more than 30 years and have often been the only woman in the room, which is why I value being part of GTWN, because it's a community of women who's made it in a very male-dominated world. I think having that fellowship and collaboration and role models has been very important for me to succeed in this industry. One of the challenges that I found that women often encounter is having fewer women in the field finds it hard for people to take you seriously as well. So by able to reinforce each other's ideas and each other's capabilities really helps tremendously as more and more women enter this field. And I feel GTWN does that for us. One of my favorite passions, of course, is bridging the digital divide. So throughout my career, whether it was with the ITU or Intelsat or Singapore Telecom, I've always worked on helping to bridge the digital divide so that people could enter into the information age. And today, my pet project with Angels of Impact is helping women social enterprises in the ASEAN countries who are alleviating poverty to leverage technologies like blockchain to be able to scale and do more, and have authenticated ledgers across systems so there can be greater transparency for people to participate and help them. Today we're moving into the mobile century, and we have artificial intelligence and robotics and many new technologies that bring new opportunities, but to some people it also brings a lot of challenges. But in my opinion, I feel that in this new field, while many jobs are being threatened, there are certain skill sets that will help people be successful. Some of which are leadership skills, collaboration skills, empathy skills. And these are skills I believe as women, we do have a competitive edge in. So I'm actually very enthusiastic about the future and would like to encourage more people and more women to get into this field, because there's great opportunities for us to make a difference in this world. GTWN is a platform, and I certainly am sorry I couldn't be there in Barcelona with all of you. But it's been great being part of this network, and I certainly hope you would be part of it too. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Anne Glover. I'm co-founder and CEO of Amadeus Capital Partners, a leading technology investor. We have invested in mobile for over 20 years, and I'm glad to say that over that time I've seen more and more women join the industry because of its transformative power. My enthusiasm drives me to back entrepreneurs to win, and to build a great team here at Amadeus. So we've been lucky enough as Amadeus to invest in 2 waves of mobile technology. The first in the late 90s and early 2000s was around the devices and infrastructure, and there we backed a company called Cambridge Silicon Radio, which became the leader in Bluetooth device connectivity for the mobile world. More recently, we are looking at digital services that are delivered through mobile phones, specifically in emerging markets where the reach is transforming the opportunity for new businesses to evolve. What drives me is curiosity. I'm fascinated by how new businesses are formed and evolve, how people work, and how technology can be the basis of a defensible new opportunity. The GTWN is a network of very experienced female leaders around the world, and it has been valuable in introductions, partnership, and support as we have each seen our aspect of the industry grow. My advice to young women entrepreneurs and leaders is to believe in themselves, to value their own ideas, and to test those ideas in the market.
GTWN has been there for me for almost 20 years now. It's provided me with inspiration, motivation, fresh perspectives from all around the world. It's brought me into contact with phenomenal women, role models, friends, and these days, of course, it gives me the opportunity to mentor women who also provide me with so much inspiration. If I reflect back on my career so far and you ask me what I'm most proud about, it's probably all the wonderful clients that I've had the opportunity to work with and the fact that they've entrusted me time and time again with some of their most important decisions and processes as they evolve in this very exciting but fast-changing sector that we all work in. Over the last few decades, there's been so many changes. Mobility, broadband, new services, opportunities, business models, empowerment of so many different cultures and socioeconomic groups. And what's most exciting is that we're still only just scratching the surface. So my advice to anyone now looking forward to their career is don't believe anyone who says you can't have it all. You may not have it all every day, you may not make every bedtime, you may not make every romantic meal, but you can have a truly fulfilling and satisfying and exciting career in this sector as a woman and not compromise on all other aspects of your life. So don't listen to anyone who tells you otherwise.